Now, what I want is facts. Teach these boys and girls nothing but facts. Facts alone are wanted in life. Plant nothing else and root out everything else. You can only form the minds of reasoning animals upon facts. Nothing else will ever be of any service to them. This is the principle on which I bring up my own children. And this is the principle on which I bring up these children. Stick to facts. Sir, the scene was a plain, bare, monotonous vault of a schoolroom. You have to pay attention to every word, my friend, because the way he is describing the scenery matters a lot. And the speaker's square forefinger emphasized his observations by underscoring every sentence with a line on the schoolmaster's sleeve. The emphasis was helped by the speaker's square wall of a forehead, which had his eyebrows for its base, while his eyes found commodious cellarage in two lark caves, overshadowed by the wall. The emphasis was helped by speaker's mouth, which was wide, thin, and hard set. The emphasis was helped by speaker's voice, which was inflexible, dry, and dictatorial. The emphasis was held by the speaker's hair, which bristled on the skirts of his bald head, a plantation of furs to keep the wind from its shining surface, all covered with knobs, like the crust of a plum pie, as if the head had scarcely warehouse room for the hard fat stored inside. The speaker's obstinate carriage, square coat, square legs, square shoulders, nay, his very neckcloth, trained to take him by the throat, with an unaccommodating grasp, like a stubborn fact, as it was all held the emphasis. In this life, we want nothing but facts. Sir, nothing but facts. The speaker and the schoolmaster and the third grown person present all bagged a little and swept with their eyes the inclined plane of little vessels, then and there arranged in order, ready to have imperial gallons of facts poured into them until they were full to the brim. This is the first chapter of Charles Dickens' novel Hard Times, written in 1854, 167 years ago. Second chapter named Murdering the Innocents. I leave the rest of the book for you to read. That was important. Nothing has changed, and I have no words. Little vessels are your children. Imperial gallons of facts, and you're all ready to pour that facts into those vessels until they are full to the brim. I'll sometimes you just keep on pouring facts. Sometimes the vessel is maybe not that big enough to hold that much of your facts, but you still want the fish to learn how to climb a tree and an elephant to learn how to fly. Yeah. Facts. Facts matter, right? Nothing else matters. Your love for your children, is that how much you invest in them, how much education you give them, how early you put them in some prestigious schools, and how much you're spending for their education, what big universities they're going to. That's your love for them. That's how you define it. I'd like to include some of the comments that my regular viewers are so generous and kind enough to share. And these comments have stories. They try to summarize their emotions and their experiences in a few lines I want to share. So they're worth sharing. And also, this really is the purpose of my channel. I'm so thankful for everybody who likes it, who comments, and here and there we get distracted. But the real purpose here is that people will come up with questions. They ask, they share their experiences, what they think. If you don't agree, let me know. Let's learn and grow together. So these lines are very, very important that I want to share here. First, Junaid, he commented, he said, I will definitely homeschool my future children after all the torture. Here the word torture is hiding a lot of pain. How come someone is so pressed to remember his childhood days, the days when he went to school, when he got knowledge, as torture? He says, syllabus is not education. It sure is not. I hope this message reaches far and wide in our society. Parents need to calm down. I don't know what कौन सा कीड़ा है उनके दिमाग में जो उनको calm down नहीं होने देता. Their stress trickles down to their children and ruins them. They abuse their children. They abuse them. They beat them up. They torture them. They play mind tricks with their children. See? तुम ये कर लो, तुम्हें ये मिल जाएगा, तुम वो कर लेना, तो उससे ज़्यादा नंबर ले लेना, then you will get this. Trust yourself and trust your children. Don't trust some greedy school owners for whom it's just a business matter. Education is business, a multi-million business. Kainat says, I read your blog post. She's saying this to Junaid, that I read your blog post and could highly relate to it, being a 19-year-old raised in the similar circumstances. And she says she likes reading books, but she doesn't like reading books of her syllabus, because those are not books. That's the propaganda. Those are not books. Those are facts that they want you to learn and act upon them. They want to square you. She says her parents won't allow her to read books other than syllabus because they believe it's a waste of time. What a massive damage that they're causing by saying that. I would kid is, I know that I can tell you, I can guarantee that kid is going to be amazing if that kid has curiosity and that kid dives into the books and enjoys them. Sadia says, what she says is also very painful. Although I have come a long way and gained a lot of self-confidence, but I still fight the damage done by my mother. I'm in my 40s. These grown-up people are the result of the system. Those were the times when things were still better, when parents were not as chipku to their kids as they are now. Those were the times I still remember there was not as cutthroat competition as it is today. So you can imagine what kind of stories brewing up at the moment in our society. We can change. We can. And we should start feel the responsibility of speaking up against this child abuse. Thank you very much, guys, for listening to me. Have a wonderful day. Bye.